Finally, I'm happy that today we are also starting a more serious discussion on mangroves as part of the International Year of the Forest. And thank you, Dr. McIntosh, for coming, and the IUCN and the Ministry of Environment and Forest co-sponsoring. The Minister, Srimati Jayanti Natarajan, has already mentioned the importance of mangroves, the importance of coastal areas, the need to approach the land surface and the sea surface in a more integrated way, the integrated coastal zone management. We are grateful to both the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, Dr. Ramsamy and Dr. Raju, who is here, under the, what they call war for water. Don't say it's not a war fighting. It is a winning, augmentation, and so on. Ramsamy has coined a war for water. Under that program, we are now converting Mahatma Gandhi's ideas. See, when Gandhiji started 81 years ago, the salt satyagraha at Dandi, that was the starting point of a very serious movement for non-violent, non-cooperation. Dandi March is one of the classic example of non-violent, non-cooperation. Rajaji and Sardar Vedaratnam Pillai started a similar program at Vedaranyam. So it was decided by the Ministry of Mrs. Natarajan's ministry that both Dandi and Vedaranyam, we should try to develop them as examples of what can be done with seawater. Because Mahatma Gandhi's idea that we should not tax salt was not a simple one. He said seawater is a social resource. 97% of the world's water is seawater, and it's a social resource and cannot be taxed. That was his point. Now, we want to, apart from salt manufacture, we want to ensure that seawater becomes a source of more food, fiber, fodder, fertilizer, and so on. This is why the seawater farming project headed by Dr. Shelvam has assumed great importance. We are grateful to both DST and the Ministry of Environment and Forest for supporting the project. So today we are going to discuss in the afternoon the mangrove, and I won't take your time. The mangrove forests again came to limelight in the Orissa when there was a super cyclone, Kendrapara. There are scientists from here, and the Orissa foresters are here. When the super cyclone took place, then they understood the very great importance of mangroves, because it acted like a speed breaker. Every calamity is also an opportunity for learning. You know, calamity gives you a new opportunity for learning. That's what happened. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu, when tsunami came, they recognized the even more increased value of mangroves, what we call the mangrove bioshield. I have been suggesting to the Ministry of Atomic Energy that all along their major atomic power plants, which are located near the sea, like Kodangulam, Kalpakam, and so on, they should erect mangrove and non-mangrove bioshields in order to ensure that some protection, it won't give full protection, but some fury of the mangrove, of the tsunami can be reduced. So we hope that this meeting will come forward with a number of ideas how to preserve our mangrove. Gradually, interest has grown, as I said, largely because when people see the value of the mangroves. Finally, I should say that our ancestors, you know, one of the things which Dr. Parida mentioned, the genome saviors, the woman from Koraput who were recently honored by the Prime Minister with the Genome Savior Award of 10 lakhs, they have enormous knowledge, what we call now traditional wisdom, traditional. You go to the Lord Nataraja temple, Chidambaram, the Lord Nataraja temple, you will find the Sthala Vriksha, or the temple tree, is a mangrove, Exocaria agalocha. Why did they select a mangrove as a temple tree? And when you ask them, some of them hold in the past, they don't call it tsunami, but there were many storms, and they found the mangroves were protecting them. So they knew that the mangrove offers some protection in the case of calamities and so on. So that blending the traditional wisdom with modern science is what we need today, because knowledge is a continuum. This institution believes that knowledge is a continuum, that whatever we do, from, for example, in genetics, from the simple principles of Mendel to the most sophisticated molecular genetics of today, we should not worship one tool, or we should not also discard a tool because it's either old or new. What is important is to combine the tools which can take us to our task of helping the rest of humankind speedily and surely. So may I once again thank you, and particularly Srimati Jayanti Natarajan, because the Parliament is in session, and I know it's a hot session. There are so many hot topics, and she is able to handle all of them. Even before she was earlier Minister for Civil Aviation, which was a very important landmark in her time. Then later on, as a spokesperson for the Indian National Congress, she is used to handling complex questions with great ease. And I was amazed at your capacity within 2 days of joining, how you handled Mr. Karan Thapa, and it was a very great tribute, and clearly made it clear that she is both for environment and development, not one against the other, a commitment which she mentioned today. Thank you again for coming. We are grateful to you.